Before you put another ready meal in the microwave, check what is really inside the box. Because some of the most popular ready meals sold in the UK may not be as harmless as they look. And no, this is not about fear. It is about salt, saturated fat, hidden sugar, ultra-processing, portion size, long ingredient lists, and the health claims printed on the front of the pack. By the end of this video, you will know 9 types of ready meals raising health concerns, and 4 safer choices many people may want to consider instead. But number 4 might surprise you, because it is often marketed as the healthy option. Before we begin, let's be clear. This video is not saying that ready meals directly cause disease. Ready meals can be convenient, they can save time, and for many people, they are part of real everyday life. But the real question is not, is it quick? The real question is, what is inside? How much salt does it contain? How much saturated fat? How much sugar? How processed is it? Does it actually fill you up? And is the front of the box telling you the full story? Let's begin. Number 9. Very cheap ready meals. The first concern is not one single brand. It is the cheapest ready meals often found in supermarket freezers and chilled sections. They look convenient, they are affordable, and for someone in a hurry, they feel like an easy solution. But here is the concern. When a full meal is extremely cheap, something usually has to give. It may be smaller portions, less protein, more sauce, more starch, more salt, more fillers, or ingredients chosen for cost, texture, and shelf life instead of nutrition. That does not mean every cheap ready meal is bad, but it does mean you should turn the box around, because the front sells convenience, the back reveals the truth. If the price looks too good, the label deserves a closer look. Number 8. Ready meals high in salt. This is one of the biggest concerns. Salt can hide inside meals that do not even taste salty. Pasta meals, curries, pies, soup sauces, noodles, meat dishes. Even meals that look balanced can contain a surprising amount of salt. The NHS recommends adults eat no more than 6 grams of salt a day, and food labels can help identify products that are high in salt. So if one ready meal gives you a large part of your daily salt limit, and then you also eat bread, cheese, snacks, sauces, or takeaway later, it adds up quickly. The concern is not one meal. The concern is daily repetition. The salt you do not taste can still count. Number 7. Ready meals high in saturated fat. Some ready meals look comforting. Creamy pasta, cheesy bakes, pies, lasagna, mac and cheese, butter-rich sauces. They are warm, filling, and familiar, but many of them can be high in saturated fat. The NHS says too much saturated fat can raise cholesterol, which increases the risk of heart disease. That does not mean you can never eat these meals. But if your freezer is full of creamy, cheesy, pastry-heavy ready meals, that may be worth a second look, because comfort food can become a concern when it becomes the everyday default. The creamy meal may feel harmless until you check the saturates. Number 6. Ready meals with long ingredient lists. Some ready meals have ingredient lists that feel more like a chemistry lesson than dinner. Stabilizers, emulsifiers, modified starches, flavorings, sweeteners, preservatives, colorings, thickeners. That does not automatically mean the food is dangerous. But ultra-processed foods often contain high levels of saturated fat, salt, and sugar, and they can leave less room in the diet for more nutritious foods. So when a meal has a long ingredient list, very little whole food, and a lot of additives, it deserves a second look. Ask yourself, could I recognize most of these ingredients? Would I use them in my own kitchen? And is this meal built for nourishment or just for shelf life? The longer the label, the more questions you should ask. Number 5. Processed meat ready meals. This is where many people do not pay attention. Sausage meals, pepperoni pasta, bacon-loaded dishes, ham and cheese meals, meatballs, processed chicken, microwave burgers. They are everywhere, but processed meats are often high in salt and saturated fat. And because they are convenient, people can eat them more often than they realize. The concern is not one bacon pasta. It is the pattern. Processed meat at lunch, processed meat at dinner, processed meat in snacks, processed meat inside ready meals, and suddenly it becomes normal. Convenience can make processed meat disappear into your routine. Number 4. Healthy-looking, low-calorie ready meals. This one surprises people. Some meals look healthy because they are low in calories. The box may use words like light-balanced, lean, smart, low-calorie, under 400 calories. But low-calorie does not always mean nutritionally strong. Some meals may be low in calories because the portion is small, or because there is not much protein, or because there is not enough fiber, or because the meal leaves you hungry an hour later. And when a meal does not satisfy you, you may end up eating snacks afterwards. So the real question is not just how many calories. The real question is, will this meal actually nourish me and keep me full? A small meal can look healthy and still fail you. Number 3. Creamy pasta and sauce-heavy meals. Creamy ready meals are some of the most tempting. They look rich, they smell good, they feel satisfying. But sauce-heavy meals can hide a lot. Salt, saturated fat, sugar, calories, and sometimes very little protein or vegetables. A pasta meal can look like dinner, but the nutrition may be mostly refined carbs and sauce. A balanced meal should include fruit or vegetables, high-fiber starchy carbohydrates, and protein. And tomato-based sauces are often a better choice than creamy sauces, which tend to be higher in saturated fat. So before choosing the creamy pasta, ask, where is the protein? Where are the vegetables? Where is the fiber? Because sauce can make meal look bigger than it really is. Sometimes the sauce is doing most of the work. Number 2, ready meals with misleading portions. This is one of the most frustrating tricks. A box looks like a full dinner. The picture looks generous. The plate looks full, but the portion may be smaller than expected. Or the nutrition may be listed in a way that makes the numbers look better. Some people eat the meal and still feel hungry. Then they add bread, or crisps, or dessert, or another snack, and suddenly, the small convenient meal becomes a much bigger eating moment. This is why you should check calories per pack, protein per serving, fiber, salt, saturated fat, and whether the meal actually feels like a full meal. The front shows the dream plate, the back shows the real portion. Number 1, ready meals with vague health claims. This is the biggest red flag. Not price, not packaging, not even calories. The biggest concern is when a ready meal uses health language without giving you much nutritional strength. Words like naturals, balanced, wholesome, fresh taste, inspired by home cooking, chef style, made with care, better choice. These phrases sound good, but they do not always tell you enough. Traffic light labels show whether a food has high, medium, or low amounts of fat, saturated fat, sugars, and salt. So do not let the front of the box make the decision for you. Check the label. Look for red, amber, and green. Look at protein. Look at fiber. Look at vegetables. Look at the ingredient list. Because in 2026, looks healthy is not enough. Show the numbers. Show the ingredients. Show the real meal. Now, before you throw away every ready meal in your freezer, remember this. The goal is not to fear convenience. The goal is to choose convenience smarter. A ready meal can still be useful, but the best choice is the one that saves time without quietly costing your health. So what should you choose instead? Here are 4 safer choices to consider. Safer choice 4, ready meals with mostly green or amber traffic lights. This is one of the easiest ways to shop smarter. Look at the front of pack traffic light label. Green means lower, amber means medium, red means higher. Choosing foods that are mostly green or amber for fat, saturated fat, sugar, and salt can make everyday choices easier. That does not mean you must avoid every red label forever. But if a ready meal has several reds, especially for salt and saturated fat, it may not be the best everyday choice. The traffic lights are not decoration. They are there to help you compare. Safer choice 3, meals with higher protein and higher fiber. A better ready meal should not just be low in calories. It should help you feel satisfied. Look for meals with decent protein: chicken, fish, lentils, beans, chickpeas, tofu, egg, lean meat. And look for fiber from vegetables, whole grains, pulses, or brown rice. A meal with protein and fiber is more likely to keep you full, and it is usually a better choice than a small low-calorie meal that leaves you hungry. Calories tell you how much energy is inside. Protein and fiber tell you how useful the meal might be. Safer choice 2, ready meals with shorter ingredient lists. Shorter is not always perfect, but it is often a good sign. Look for meals where you recognize most of the ingredients: vegetables, rice, beans, lentils, chicken, fish, tomatoes, herbs, spices, olive oil, whole grains. If the ingredient list is extremely long and full of additives, ask whether there is a simpler option beside it. A good ready meal should feel closer to food, not just a formula. If it reads like real food, that is usually a better start. Safer choice 1, upgrade the ready meal yourself. This may be the most practical, safer choice of all. You do not always need to avoid ready meals. Sometimes you just need to improve them. Add a side salad, add steamed vegetables, add beans, add lentils, add extra chicken or tuna, add frozen peas, add spinach, add a boiled egg. Choose fruit afterwards instead of a sugary dessert. Ready meals are often more balanced and filling when served with extra vegetables or salad. So the safest choice is not always a different box. Sometimes it is what you add next to it. Do not just microwave the meal. Upgrade the plate. So before you put your next ready meal in the microwave, turn the box around. Ask yourself 3 questions. How much salt is in this? How much saturated fat? And will this actually keep me full? Because the front of the box is designed to sell, but the back of the box is where the truth usually lives. If you live in the UK and buy ready meals, check your freezer today. Look at the label, look at the traffic lights, look at the ingredients. And if your favorite ready meal looks healthy on the front, but tells a different story on the back, maybe it deserves a second look. Comment below, what ready meal do you buy most often? Pasta, curry, lasagne, pie, low-calorie meals, or something else? And which UK supermarket product should we investigate next? Because in the next video, we may look at the everyday foods people trust the most and the questions nobody is asking.